How you doing, guys? Dragonman here. I'm in my machine shop, and this is what I do most of the day. A few videos back, I showed you guys these cases that were blown out the bottom. Well, look at that. They're all fixed. See, fly cut the motor mounts, all welded up, sealed, and bolted together. All I got to do now is just fly cut some of these welds, glass bead everything so it matches the rest of the case, and the customer decided to send me all his other parts, and I'm going to assemble the whole motor here. I'm going to do the heads, I'm going to do the boring, I'm going to balance the flywheels. Of course, he needs new connecting rods because the old connecting rods went right through the bottom. That's what happens if you don't check your connecting rods after about 70,000 miles. The front rod is really the loosest one because it's only on one set of bearings. The rear rod's on two sets of bearings. So to check the rod play, all you have to do is take the head and barrel off the front cylinder and put the flywheels at the bottom of the stroke and then move it back and forth and see how close it gets to the flywheels. If it's almost touching the flywheels, it's time for a rebuild. We rebuilt the whole motor, just like you see here. All you have to do is put the top end on, $1,200, parts and labor. And one more thing I want to mention before I forget. Okay, a lot of these guys that are sending their stuff in, they've been bringing it to UPS and FedEx shipping stores. You don't want to bring it to a private store to be shipped because they're not doing it for nothing. They're marking it up at least $50 to $75. You bring it right to the UPS terminal or the FedEx terminal. And that's how you get the best deal. Try not to use the post office. It takes forever, and they really throw the boxes around a lot. Okay? Okay, so that's just a tip for you. Okay, over here, I just finished this lower end. I'm doing a lot of them. Okay, the whole lower end, parts and labor, $6.95. You can't beat it. The reason I had to paint these, they're cast iron. And if I don't paint them, they could be silver or black. You could write it in your note. They're going to rust. So we have to paint them. Okay, I go through the oil pump, we give you the bearings, we rebuild the rods, the crank pin, we give you a new crank pin. And if you give me the measurements on a gram scale, 28 grams to an ounce, if you weigh your pistons, rings, pins, and locks, I could do the balancing for you. Okay, so anyway, hey, come down here. Okay, if you want your cylinders bored out, the next size, cast pistons, 8.5 to 1. Yeah, look at that. Perfect boring job. And 1.5 to 2 thousandths clearance. 145 with Hastings rings, the best rings you could buy. So everything is really done pretty fast. Nothing really stays here more than 1 week. Unless you wait another month, I'm really going to start getting busy towards the spring, and then it'll probably take 2 weeks. That's still a lot better than other shops around the country. Okay, guys, so here, over here, I just relocated this cam hole. And let me show you how I do this. See, these are little fixtures that I made. These really help a lot. This here covers the breather gear hole, and this hole, of course, is the cam hole where the bushing goes. So we use this as a template. And see, that goes right on here. And this is called a dial indicator. So we put the dial indicator in here. See, like that. And we have to lower the table. We have to find the middle of the hole in the cam cover. We put this in neutral, see that? And see, this goes around, and I got to find the middle of the hole. See that? And this will show me where the middle of the hole goes. So when these needles don't move, that means you got it left, right, and everything is perfect. Okay, so let's say we got it perfect now. Okay, so we take the dial indicator out. Okay, we take this off, the template. Okay, we put like a 1/2-inch drill in here. See, like that. And what we're going to do is go right through the solid aluminum, hole there. Okay, so anyway, after that's done, okay, we take a end mill here, an end mill holder it's called. See, these go right in here to quick change. And this is a special end mill that I had cut by my tool grinder, right? This is about 3 to 4 thousandths smaller than the bearing we're going to put in. Okay, this is the bearing we're going to put in. Timken bearing, cam bearing. Okay, see that measurement right there? See that? Okay, now we're going to measure the flutes here, 6 flutes. So we just go like that, and Let's see, let me get it perfect here. Okay, right there, look at that. 4,000 smaller. See, that determines the interference press fit. Okay, now that we have that done, what we're going to do is we're going to take this off the milling machine. And we're going to take the bearing over to the punch bench. And as you can see, I got a lot of punches here. I made a punch for every Harley Davidson bearing and bushing. Okay, so this is the one that puts the cam bearing in. See, one side is more chamfered than the other side, so that goes in first. Okay, so we put that on top of the hole there, see, like that. And we take a good size hammer and just tap it in lightly. See that? And it's in there. Okay, so that's how we fix the cam hole. If the cam hole falls apart and wobbles out, it's egg-shaped, they don't make an oversized cam bearing, so you have to put a dowel in there like I do, weld it up, and relocate it. That's how it's done. Any part of this Harley case that's smashed, I could fix. That's my specialty, case repair. Okay, you come around here. Let me show you something else I'm working on here. Okay, this is pretty common, 1970 and up to 1999. Okay, this is the Timken bearing insert. Okay, if you look at the back of it, I cut this out of this case here. See, this is cast. The steel insert is cast when a case is made. So when this gets loose, like this one is, we can't weld steel to aluminum. What we have to do is cut the whole thing out like I did here and put a whole other one in. See that? So that's going to fit right in here. And I just cut that out. I just measured it. It should be perfect. So this is called the turntable. See, this goes around and makes a perfect circle in whatever I'm cutting. There's hardly anybody in the country really doing these. And the way I get these, I don't have these made. I buy broken cases and stuff from swap meets, and I cut the pieces out of the blown up cases that I need to fix other cases. Okay, let's take this off. See, it makes a mess here. Okay, the next step is I'm going to put this on my fixture and weld it. See that? Hey? Right through. Okay, so let's see this. We're going to put this down over here. Take the insert here. Okay, guys, look at that fit, huh? Look at that. Am I good or what? See? And I just got to weld around it and glass bead it again. Probably mill it down the welds, and it's ready to assemble on the guy's motor. Okay, guys. Well, I'll keep in touch. Yeah, look at all that metal came out. If you guys want to send me any of this kind of work that nobody else does anymore, send it to Dragon, D-R-A-G-O-N, 1200 Dragonman Drive, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80929. If you want to ask me any questions, give me a call, 719-683-2200. I'm ready to do the jobs for you, and it'll come out perfect. I guarantee it.